Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian, and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Budapest here in the heart of Europe, capital city of Hungary. I hope everybody has had a good week and is looking forward to a fantastic weekend. In this class, we are looking at IELTS Speaking Part 2. I'm going to give you some strategies and tips to get that Band 9 on your cue cards, and we're going to do this with some practice. Now, this is a members chat class, but of course, everybody is welcome to watch. And it's a good idea to watch because after this class, in about 90 minutes, we will have another class which will be Speaking Part 3, and Speaking Part 3 will be a continuation of this Speaking Part 2. So even if you're not a member, it's a good idea to hang around and pay attention in this class, learn some strategies. Hi Murat Khan, hi Jainil, nice to see our members joining in. Hi David. Again, this class, everyone, is brought to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS success, definitely check us out there. And for the general IELTS, check us out at IELTShelp.com. On both of our websites, we have over 100 hours of HD video lessons for all sections of the IELTS, as well as original practice exams and a fully interactive course. This is aehelp.com. You can click that big red button to join us there. If you have questions, you can click on the chat button in the corner. And this is gieltshelp.com here with the green background, and you can click that big red button to join there. Of course, both of these websites have speaking practice available with other students. You can do video chat, audio chat as well. So make sure to use the video audio chat on the websites to connect with other students, and that's for free. You can connect with other students for free. If you have any questions, contact me at adrian@aehelp.com, and I will gladly help you out. Welcome, Jyotishman, Shaikia, and Rashika, Nikhil, Byron, Blanco. Nice to see everybody joining in. That's fantastic. The more, the merrier. That's great. Okay, just a very important announcement, everyone. So usually classes are Wednesday to Saturday. However, after today, I'm on a brief holiday for about a week. So there's no classes from the 21st, which is tomorrow, until the 30th. And I'll make up a couple of classes. So we will have a class, I believe that's a Tuesday on December 1st. From 3 o'clock, and that'll be a speaking part 1 for everyone. So take note of that. I will post the schedule on our YouTube community board as well, so you can see it there. Okay. All right, everyone. So let's get into a little bit of speaking part 2. So the IELTS speaking section, it's made up of 3 parts. Part 1 will be some questions to get to know you better, some questions on a general topic. And then for part 2, you will be presented with a card. That card will deal with a specific topic, and it will be more than likely one of 5 categories. Hi, Upendra. What are the 5 possible categories? We have quite a few new members joining in these days, which is nice to see. And it is important that we bring our new members up to speed. So what are the 5 different categories that your cue card will most likely deal with primarily? Can we just have a refresh on this? Can everybody tell me what these are? So your cue card will be on one of 5 categories. Okay. So Moni says it could be a place. Yeah, that's right. It could be a place like today's cue card. It could be a person. It could be an event. That's 3. Yeah. And Nikhil said it can also be an object or an idea. Yeah. Okay, which makes sense because virtually any topic that we can discuss will fit into one of these categories. So we're either talking about a person, a place, we're talking about some event, an object, or some idea. Now, the reason it's important to think about this is that each of these categories has a specific strategy to describe them accurately and clearly. Okay, so Byron, Upendra, Jyotishman, these are, I'm especially emphasizing these for some of our newer members, okay, that might not know this, okay? So each of these categories has a specific set of ideas in a specific order that works to explain information clearly in a structured way to the audience. Okay, make sure to learn all of these. Okay, so make sure to learn all of these. Of course, I teach these in the live classes, and you will find these in the speaking sections of the courses on aehelp.com and glshelp.com as well. So today's category, we can't do all 5, so I'm not going to explain all 5 at once. That's just way too much. You'd be here till Sunday. But I will talk about place today because that's today's cue card. Welcome, Khan, to our group of members. So here's our cue card part 2 for today, and it says, not task, it says talk about a place near your home for improving a person's health. So here, clearly, the subject, the topic is a place. So talk about a place near your home for improving a person's health. Okay, great. So clearly you can quickly identify that here I'm talking about a place. And when you talk about a place, what are the correct ideas to include in your response, and what's the correct order? So what's the correct order? Again, Khan, welcome to our group of members. Send me an email so I can hook you up with those exclusive videos, okay? So in this case, in this part 2, we're talking about a place. And what should we tell? What's the order? So it's really important to practice this because when you're in your IELTS exam, you need to think about this immediately, okay? So Rajveer says it should be the location, the appearance, the history, the attendees, the activities, and your opinion in that order. Absolutely, Rajveer. Very good. So location of the place, the appearance of the place, the history of the place, the attendees, the activities, and your opinion. Okay. All right, and in that order, okay, so location, where it is, A, okay, where is it? We need to be able to know where we have to be thinking about this place. B, is its appearance. What does it look like? Let me visualize it, okay? It makes sense to talk about the appearance of a place a little bit right away so that your listener can create a mental image, okay? So that's important for the mental image. Okay, location brings it into reality. The appearance creates that mental image. Okay, a brief history. Now, of course, if you're talking about a famous place like the Taj Mahal, you're going to spend a bit more time on explaining its history. If you're talking about a new medical center that was just built last year, then of course you're going to just spend one sentence explaining its history. It's a new medical center. It was built a year ago. Okay. The attendees is quite important. So who's there? Okay, who uses this place? And then the activities. So what do people do there? What's your opinion about this place? Now, you see that I wrote the word major and major here, okay? There's a reason I did that. Jacob, welcome to our group of members. Thank you for joining. So the reason I did that is because this is where your emphasis should be. Okay, so in your 2 minutes speaking time, realistically, you should be thinking that you need to invest about 30 seconds of that time, at least, on talking about the activities and perhaps 30 seconds. This is a rough idea, but just emphasizing that you need to spend more time on these elements, okay? They're more important, okay? Does that make sense, everybody? So I'm going into a little bit more detail here with these just so everybody has a good idea, okay? And again, it's A, B, C, D, E, F for talking about a place. As long as you cover all of these ideas, okay, location, appearance, history, attendees, activities, your opinion, you're basically going to answer any question that's on the card, all right? So, and think about the card within these contexts, okay? So think about the card within this context, and you will do great. Even if you have to wear a face mask, or if there's a shield between you, or if you're doing it through the computer, through video chat, as long as you remember these components, you're going to do great, okay? Janila and Nick Hill says, yeah, got that. It's great. Yeah, give me feedback, students. I want to make sure that you're picking up what I'm putting down, okay? So you're learning what I'm explaining to you. And you can see that here. So here's the cue card. It says, talk about a place near your home for improving a person's health, okay? So even in the topic sentence, you have location near your home, okay? So let me just show this to you clearly. So you have location here. Basically, it's saying, explain how it's near your home, where it is, okay? Improving a person's health. So here you have the activities, okay, right away, all right? And then here you have, what is this place? The what is this place is going to be partly the appearance, okay? Where is this place, again, is clearly location, okay? Who are the people that go there most? Now, you have to pay attention to this word most, okay? But here you have the attendees, okay, who goes there. And how does it help people improve their health? This is basically your opinion. All right. And you can do this with just about any cue card that you see, okay? So when you go through it and you look at a place, you'll see that it's basically that. I mean, you always want to check the questions and make sure you answer all of them, but you'll be able to identify these points, okay? What is this place's appearance? And we can even say history, okay? All right? So you can break it into those components. That's why I'm saying that, you know, as long as you go through these. Now, a lot of students think that the right strategy is to just go question by question on the card. And that's not necessarily true. There is no rule that says you have to answer each question in order. The examiner doesn't say that to you. And sometimes that isn't the best strategy, okay? It's much, much better to kind of keep this in mind. Location, appearance, history, attendees, okay? So staying to this series or this sequence is going to be better, all right? Okay. So having said that, we've identified the place. And of course, you always want to identify the tense. So for this question, now we've read the question a couple of times. Hopefully everybody has been paying attention. What's the tense? Okay, you always want to think about the tense. So what kind of a tense am I using, or what tenses am I using for this? So always quickly think of the tense that is most used or useful for the particular question. For this example, what would you say? Yeah, so present and present perfect. That's right. I agree, Maksud, and I agree, Jainil. I think present, present continuous, present perfect. That's right. Yeah, because we're talking about a place near your home generally, right? So this past, present, future strategy, it's only useful sometimes. Be really careful about that. In this case, it makes a lot more sense to speak in the present progressive, also known as the continuous, and the present perfect, because it is a general fact about a place near your home. Okay, great. So that's what we need to do, okay? It would be kind of weird for this cue card to say information about the past and the future. You could do it, but it shouldn't be the focus of your strategy, okay? All right. So now that we've done this, we've identified the category, what we need to say. We've identified some specific tenses. What's my next step? What do I do next? Okay. So I want some of our students who have been with us for a longer time to kind of guide us. And I've noticed we don't see Hassan in here anymore because he's reached his goal and he's on to his next steps. Okay. All right, so yeah, Rajveer says, so Nick Hill, careful, before you start taking notes, come up with a couple of places. So think about a couple of places near your home. Most people, especially if you live in a city, you'll have a couple different places where people go to improve their health, okay? So think about a couple different places where people can go, okay? Yeah, absolutely. So think of 2 to 3 places near your home for health improvement. Okay, cool. All right, so give me some ideas. So Ferdov says a recreation center. Okay, that's a good idea. David says the Arab Spring Mental Sanatorium 3 blocks away. Okay. I like how you're being specific, David. That's great. Rajveer, that's what you want to do, what David did, right? If you say a public park, you want to name it, okay? All right. Janelle says Sunrise Yoga Center. Okay. So this is for improving our health. So for Dobbs, I'm not sure how Amritaj Museum would work. You'd have to be careful about that, okay? Rashika says the gym. Okay, let me give you an idea. So Nick Hill says a hospital or rehabilitation center. Yeah, rehabilitation or physiotherapy center. So here's an interesting idea, okay, students? Remember, I always tell you to think outside the box, right? You might have something like a balance health center, 3-minute walk. Okay. All right, so notice what I did here. I'm going to kind of do a veto vote for this one, in this case, because I want to kind of push you to think outside the box, okay? Here is the idea that we're going to go with today called Balance Health Center. I'm sure many of you know, especially in cities, you have these health centers that are, which are like a multiplex that have multiple different types of resources for health and fitness. So such as a gym, a hospital, yoga, all kinds of different health-related services combined in one area. Does anybody have this, or is it just like I've seen them here in Budapest, I've seen them in Vancouver and Victoria, there's lots of them for sure. So I have seen these in most of my travels. I'm curious, do they exist in other areas like Russia and India as well? Do you have these kinds of health centers where it's more than just one type of health service, but it's multiple health services located all in kind of one building or one area. Do you have that as well? I just want to make sure before we start going off on this topic, because if not, it might be a little bit tricky. Okay. The reason that this would be a good choice in this case, okay, so Rashika says yes. The reason this would be good in this case is because you really have a lot of great information and vocabulary that you can include here. So you're not going to repeat yourself, and you're going to show as much lexical resource as possible. Okay, so by choosing this type of answer here, you avoid repetition and you create a lot of lexical resource and ideas, right? I think the other choice, by the way, so yeah, so Ferdov says Pitterland in St. Petersburg would be a good example of this. Yeah, most bigger cities will have something like this, okay? And the other reason that this health center would be a good idea is because you can really answer all of the questions on the card with a lot of detail. The other idea that I thought was quite good, I think it was for Dobbs, is the recreation center. And the recreation center for the same reason. So a recreation center has a lot of different services, right? So a recreation center can have a swimming pool, a fitness gym, a massage center, physiotherapy. So recreation centers also often will include lots and lots of different kinds of services for mental and physical health. So recreation center would be good, or the health center would be a good idea here. Okay, right? Jacob says, I've never been there before, Pitterland. Jacob, are you also in St. Petersburg? With same as for Davs? That's interesting. Okay. All right, so now we take some notes. So I'm just coming up with this. Now, Balance Health Center, it's just made up. It's imaginary. Okay, it doesn't actually, there is actually one kind of called that in Victoria. I'll get you back on screen here in just a moment. But you can say whatever you'd like. So most importantly here, you want to just go through the steps. So the first is the location. Okay, and with the location, think more than just it's a 2-minute walk from my house or it's half a kilometer from my house. That kind of information you'll remember. So try to think of something about the location which is a bit more unique, a bit more specific. Okay, so what can you say about the location that makes your response sound original? That's really what we're going for here. Okay. All right, gotcha, Jacob. Okay. Yeah, for Dobbs, exactly. That would be correct for the recreation center, right? Okay, so think about location first. So don't write location. You don't have enough time. But think here, I'm just doing this to help you. So think about location of Balance Fitness Center. So where is it located? Okay. Obviously, it can be 500 meters or 2 blocks. You'll say that anyway. What else can you say about the location? Okay, near a public park. For Dobbs, it's a brand new structure, would be more about its history. So where is it located? Okay. Okay, so something like this. Okay, again, I'm pushing you to think outside the box, be really creative, okay? So it's conveniently located along a major road, okay? You can make up the name of the road. call it Washington Street. Okay, with bus and train stops around the corner. Okay. Yeah, Rajveer says near AIIMS Hospital. Sure, so something like that. Okay. Okay, next to General Hospital. Good. That's some good thinking, right? Having a health center near a hospital would be a very clever idea. Okay, so that's what you want to be thinking. Yeah, Murad Khan, very good. So near the seashore with picturesque landscape, okay? So ocean view. Right, something that's calm and relaxing for the mind, right? So we're thinking about health here. Okay, so location, check, we got that, okay? Now let's think about its appearance. Okay, what does it look like? Okay, or next to the university, Romaine, where there's lots of medical staff research going on. Okay, very good. So now you're thinking in a clever way that's not just 2 or 3 minutes walk from my house, because you can include that anyway. Okay, so definitely say that because it says near your home. Okay, so it's bright and large. Okay, so square. Okay, so keeping your notes short. Okay, so large, 4-story, square, complex, mostly glass, bright. Okay, 3-story building, good. Okay, blue, red. Okay, good. Wheelchair accessible, hopefully. All right, good. So that's it for the appearance, okay? Again, appearance, we don't want to spend too much time there. We want to spend most of our time on the activities and on our opinion, right? So we have the appearance, history. Okay, built last year for private funding. For this kind of a cue card, we wouldn't want to spend too much time on the history. So how about the attendees? Okay, who goes there? Okay. So who goes to this place mostly? Okay, keep the cue card questions in mind, right? Who goes there mostly? All right. So Janiel says 3 years ago built by Surat Municipal Corporation. Sure, very good. Okay. I like it. So I like how you're being specific, Janiel. That's really important. Being specific in part 2 and 3 is key to getting those high band scores, because the examiners are really looking for that original language use of vocabulary. Absolutely. Okay, nicely done. Keep that up. Okay, so who are the attendees? Who would go there mostly? Okay, very good, Murad Khan. So people of all ages, but mostly old timers go there. Okay, set foot in there is a bit awkward, Murad Khan. Set foot in the door. I know the expression you're trying to use, but it doesn't work in that way. Okay. All right. So it's used by Okay. So yeah, health centers, we could say it's used mostly by elderly, sick, or injured. Okay, and this is where you can get into some nice specific language, and I see Rashika using that. So people with cardiac problems, yeah. So heart problems, right? And injured. Okay. Elderly. Using quantitative language, 60 and above. Very nice. Okay. So people of all ages, maybe there's a gym there and other facilities that everybody uses, a swimming pool, but it's mostly used by elderly, 60 and above, and the sick, cardiac problems, or people with injuries with broken bones. Okay, so what are the activities? Okay, now when you're thinking of activities, connect with the attendees. Okay, so think about what kind of services would there be which 60-year-old people use, or what kind of services would this health complex have that would be used by people with cardiovascular problems or illnesses, or people with broken bones. So what kind of facilities would you expect to see in such a health service center or a health complex? Okay. Okay, so cardio, exercise, diabetes, gym. Yeah. So gym, swimming pool. Specialists, right? Okay. Yeah, so Rashika says Zumba classes, sure. Aerobics, sure. All right. What else might you see there? So think about the actual activities, right? So this is where you would think like physiotherapy. Physiotherapy center, massage center. Okay. All right. So I think we have the right ideas now. Recovering from car accidents. So we have the right ideas now. Let's come up with our first sentence. Okay. So again, we're talking about a place near your home for improving a person's health. Now, create a sentence using this topic sentence plus using Balance Health Center and answer it directly. Okay? So answer this question directly. Don't write things like there are lots of places for improving health near my home, such as parks and hospitals, but the one I'd like to talk about today, don't do that. Okay, so instead, just go right into it. So a fantastic health center that's just 3 blocks away from my home is. Okay, so get right into it. All right. For Dobbs, let's stay away from recreation center. Let's just go with health center. I guess it could be a type of recreation center as well there for Dobbs. Health center is even bigger for Dobbs because a health center can include a recreation center and other healthcare facilities. Okay. So, but anyway, Ferdov says recreation center, which is near my house, would be a spot where individuals can improve their overall well-being. No, Ferdovs, get right into it. What is the health center? Okay, so answer this question in your first sentence. Okay, get right into it. All right. So I'll write this sentence. You write this sentence, and then we'll compare. Right? Always have your first sentence ready before your preparation time is up. Okay, so prepare your first sentence in your 1 minute prep time so you can start immediately when the examiner asks you to. Asks you to do so, okay? So okay, all right. So Rajveer says, a place that is in close vicinity of my home and people visit there to improve their health is Balance Health Center. Good. Rashika says, a personal health improvement center, which is near my home, is called Balance Health Center. Okay, Rashika, good. Notice the correction. Nick Hill says, the City Health Center, which is just 2 blocks from my apartment, and is about a 5-minute walk, is Balance Health. Its goal is to improve mental and physical health. Nick Hill, careful, it's mainly for improving mental and physical health. Of course, what else could it be, right? So of course it's going to be either or both of those, all right? Lubna says, there are great health centers right behind my apartment block. It's the best place for getting counseling, diet plans, and physiotherapy. This center has helped lots of people. Good. Lubna, name the health center. So Balance Health Center. Name it right away. So tell the examiner that you're not going to just generally talk about some health centers that you've come up with, but you're going to specifically describe a health center that's near your home. Students, for those high band scores, when you get a cue card, your response has to be specific to this question. So talk about a place near your home for improving a person's health. It has to be specific, all right? Okay. All right. Janiel says, a health center about a 3-minute walking distance from my home is Sunrise Balance Center, which was built by MSC. That's okay, Janiel, if you say MSC, but you should be clear and say Surat Municipal Corporation if you want to spell it out. Okay. All right. So here is my response for this first sentence. A fantastic place for improving both mental and physical health, just 3 blocks from my home, is Balance Health Center, which was built by Surat Municipality Corporation just a year ago. Okay. Let's do well-being. All right. So that's my first sentence. Okay. This way, I'm showing the examiner that I'm answering the question right away. I'm going into detail. And look at the use of correlative conjunction right away as well. Both and. So both mental and physical well-being. Just 3 blocks from my home is Balance Health Center, which was built by Surat Municipality Corporation just a year ago. I thought I'd add this little bit of history early just to kind of make the sentence even more complex. Okay. All right. So now keep going. Remember the notes. Let's not look at them yet. Let's see how much of it we can remember. Remember the notes that I wrote down. So here I'm going to talk more about location a little bit. Okay. So give me a little bit more. Use my notes. Remember the notes? Give me the next sentence. So the examiner now says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. So you start with this sentence and now you're remembering, okay, now I need to talk more about location. So you add more about location. So give me a sentence on location. Okay. Okay. So Maksud says, Balance Health Center improves overall health and is situated near my home. All right, it's okay, Maksud. Yeah, that's a good start. Rajveer says it's in the downtown of Budapest and just nearby the General Hospital. Okay, right. Very good. So let's add that. Yeah, it's just half a block from the General Hospital, so it's an excellent venue for outpatients to use and get better. Outpatients, it means patients, so people who are being taken care of by doctors and nurses, and outpatients are patients that are no longer obviously in the hospital, okay? So they're outpatients, they're out in the community. Okay, makes sense. All right. Jyotishman says, Balance Health Center is the best place I can think of. Just minutes walk from my home, located opposite to the Sion bus stop and next to the General Hospital. Very nice. I like the combination of ideas there, Jyotishman. Nicely done. Okay, well done. All right. Ferdov says it's located on Moscow Street, which is close to my vicinity. Very good, Ferdov. So thinking specific. Okay. Nicely done. Murat Khan says it is exactly situated on the mountain hills and landscapes with along palm trees. The road is slightly sloped, but the means of transportation going there is various. Okay, Murat Khan, be careful not to get lost in too many details. Okay. It is built on a 3,000 square foot lot. It's a 2-story building with bright colors such as red and green. Okay, very good. All right, so Rajveer, you're going right into its appearance, right? Okay, nice. All right. Of course, we talked about the park view or the beach view. You can add that as well. Okay. Okay, so doing a good job on the description of the appearance is always a good idea because it will create a strong visual image. And strong visual images are always good to get those high band scores with good communication, okay? All right, Rajbir, yeah, so it's probably larger than that, so I'm going to go with meters, okay? Yeah, I'll go with yours. All right. So it is built on a 5,000 square foot lot. It's a 4-story building made with large windows, so the inside is very spacious and bright. Okay, so good. So we've covered these. Now let's talk about attendees, activities. Let's try to combine these a little bit. So the activities and the attendees can be combined. So give me some sentences combining the activities and the attendees. Remember, the question's asking us for this, right? So how can people improve their health? Who mostly uses this place, okay? So keep in mind, students, 2,500 square feet or 3,000 square feet is not actually that big. So jumping from square meters to square feet, it's a third the size of square meters, right? So the multiplier is 3 times, okay? 3.3 feet equals 1 meter. Keep that in mind, all right? 2,000 square foot home is very common in Canada. So a family home in Canada or the US is usually between 2,000 and 3,000 square feet somewhere, okay? So just kind of to give you a frame of reference, all right? Okay, so I'll start writing some activities. You do the same, okay? So okay. So there are a variety of health facilities and services available at Balance Health, including physiotherapy, acupuncture, massage therapy, fitness gym, diet and weight counseling, as well as a swimming pool with hydrotherapy, right? So water therapy. Rajveer says individuals of all ages visit this center, as adults mostly do aerobics, weightlifting exercises in the gym, and the elderly above 60 years often do walks on the grounds and get physiotherapy treatment. Yeah, okay, very good. So individuals of all ages visit this center, as adults do aerobic and weightlifting, aerobics and weight lifting. And the elderly get treatments with specialists. Okay. Good. Ferdov says initially the structure was built to serve people who suffered cardiac disease and outpatients who experienced surgery. Yeah, very good. So initially, the primary intended use of this complex was or has been for cardiac patients as well as those who have undergone surgery to help them recover as quickly as possible. So most of the people who visit there are either elderly or outpatients. Okay, very good. Sure, that makes sense. All right. Lubna says there are a lot of services that this center has to offer, like counseling sessions, acupuncture, and massage. Also, there are activities for the young crowd, such as Zumba, swimming, and health. Very good, Lubna. Health classes. Good. Okay, nice. Now you're rolling with the ideas. This is why it's so important to warm up before your speaking exam so that you can be really fluent, not just with your English, but also with your ideas. Absolutely. Okay. Muradkan says, even though it is favored by the elderly who are there to maintain their health, it is also in high demand by youngsters. Not only does it have a great range of sport amenities, but also serves for a variety of therapies. Yeah, very good, Muradkan. A couple of corrections there, but overall quite good. Absolutely. Okay, now let's not forget our opinion. We have quite a bit here, students, so we're already definitely a good minute and a half into our response. So now let's say a little bit about what we think. Okay, so give me some sentences for opinion. Okay, so I want to check the card, right? So make sure that I'm not missing anything on the card. Okay. So who are the people that go there most? Why? How does it help people improve their health? Okay. So I'm very happy that this establishment is near my home, as I also make use of it. I particularly like the integrative approach to health and healing at Balance Health, as they emphasize both Western and Eastern medicine throughout the healing process. Okay. All right. Good. So we'll see what you come up with as well. Let's practice this a little bit. So before we run out of time for this class, let's go through this full response together. Okay, and I'll time it as well. Okay, here we go. Just speak and repeat, students. So if you're still typing, that's great. If you're getting some good ideas, that's fine. Just stop for a moment and then just speak and repeat. Okay, so speak and repeat after me. So the examiner says, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. A fantastic place for improving both mental and physical well-being, just 3 blocks from my home, is Balance Health Center, which was built by Surat Municipality Corporation just a year ago. Balance Health is located on Washington Street, and there are several bus stops as well as train stations in its near vicinity for easy access. It's just half a block from the general hospital, so it's an excellent venue for outpatients to use and get better. Behind the complex is Beacon Hill Park, which provides a nice calm view for the people using the facilities at the center. It's built on about 5,000 square feet. It's a 4-story building made with large windows, so the inside is very spacious. It's bright. There are a variety of health facilities and services available at Balance Health, including physiotherapy, acupuncture, massage therapy, a fitness gym, diet and weight counseling, and even a swimming pool with hydrotherapy. Individuals of all ages visit this center. Adults do aerobics, weightlifting, and the elderly get treatments with specialists. The primary intended use of this complex has been for cardiac patients as well as those who have undergone surgery to help them recover as fast as possible. So most of the people who visit there are either elderly or outpatients. I'm very happy that this establishment is near my home, as I also make use of it at times, especially the swimming pool. I particularly like the integrative approach to health and healing at Balance, as they emphasize both Western and Eastern medicine throughout the healing process. Okay, and then roughly there, the examiner will say, okay, that's the end of part 2. Now we'll continue with part 3. For part 3, I'll ask you a couple more questions to follow up on your part 2 response and some more questions related to this topic. And then they'll start asking you questions. They'll take back the card and the note paper if you have a face-to-face session. Okay, members, fantastic. Nice contributions from some of our newer members today. Keep it up. I love seeing that. Okay, that's good. For everybody watching, stay tuned. We are going to continue with part 3 after a short 30-minute break. And for those of you who have not started using our premium courses, I highly recommend doing that at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and GIELTShelp.com for general IELTS. You can find lots of great information there to help you improve your language and your score on the IELTS exam. That's it for now, but again, I will be back in just half an hour with part 3, so hopefully I'll see you soon. Rajveer, some nice writing near the end there. You're welcome. Rashika, good job. Muratka, nice contributions today. Jyotishman, I loved your comments. Keep it up, okay? See you soon, everyone. Bye for now.